Hello and welcome to my channel again. I know it's been a week and I just been busy again, work and everything. But anyways, I want to talk about a certain sector that I've been looking at. I know the coronavirus has been spreading like wildfire. Everybody's talking about it, and it's a shame that people lose their lives um, over what's going on, and some people actually are not considering this as a real threat. And I think it's a shame that people are not taking this serious as they are. And in other cases too, people are taking this way beyond serious, like buying sanitizer and hoarding certain items, and they think it's the end of the world and whatnot. And it's just outrageous. So there's no happy medium to this, and eventually I think we'll be all right in the years to come, and we'll get over this. So moving on from all this, um, I'm trying to maintain my focus, and I've been doing that in the past week. Just work and looking at stocks. And so I think the best way for me to analyze these stocks are to, well, it is to just track it by certain sectors. So I think from now on, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna change it up a little bit because I know last week I reviewed the gold stocks. I think I did a good job with it, but I think the reasoning behind it and the reason I'm gonna change it up with the details and the shorthanded notes is the um, obviously it's gonna have the same details, but I'm gonna try a new approach. And then also, I don't want this to seem like it's recommendations when it's really not. It's just a review and reference guide as to what I use and what I think and my thoughts and everything. So again, this is not like me suggesting or recommending. It's just a review that I did, pretty much like doing my homework, and it's like me showing you my homework. It's not that I want you to copy my notes or anything. I just want you to learn and get something out of this. So, what I've been doing is I'm going to organize myself. So, I track the sector for aerospace and defense. So, it starts with the letter A. And with this said, there are a total of 42 stocks in the aerospace and defense that I have seen. So there are 42. As you can see, I only did 11. So this is going to be a 4-part series. Hopefully, in a few days, I'll do the next 10. And again, in part 3, there'll be another 10. And then maybe in part 4, I'll do the rest of them, which will be 11 left. So, anyways, let's begin. So this is the aerospace and defense. If you see any more stocks to add to the list, or just let me know, and I'll be glad to analyze it and shorthanded writing. So I have NPK. Again, they're not gonna have the names on them. They just shorthanded and abbreviated by the ticker symbols, and again the shorthanded notes. So I'm just gonna put this NPK volume. The negatives and the positives to each stock. So the negatives, what I did not like, I'm going to start with that first. The low volume is low and the payout is annual. Basically, it is a dividend, but they only pay out one time a year. What I don't like about it is that obviously they pay you out only once a year, and you could pretty much literally miss out half the year and then all of a sudden just kind of jump in and maybe even pick up on the yield or the dividend. I'm not sure how it works, but I guess if you're fully invested, maybe I don't know. Maybe you can get away with skipping a few months and joining in late and trying to pick up the yield. So what I do, the positives on this stock, NPK. The yield is actually a 7.5, and it's actually the best dividend yield out of all the 42 companies. So I put in the number one dividend yield and the best dividend. The other positive to this has 12% debt. So yeah, it has very, very low debt. Um, the interesting thing is that um, I did not add this to the watch list, and it's just because of this, the volume. So it looks like not a lot of people are buying this stock. So maybe in a year or two, hopefully next year. This year looks pretty dull. It looks pretty negative this year. So I don't have high expectations for a lot of companies as to, again, what's going on with the coronavirus and the oil companies that happened today and oil and gas. I'll run through that sector maybe a few months from now. As you can see, I'm going in order. So that's pretty much it for that stock. So then the next one, ASTC. I marked it an X like last time in the last video that you seen. So basically, when I put an X on it, it's because it's not profitable. Next up, MICT. Again, I put this one an X, and the company is not profitable. Number 4, that right there, the little words, it says growth, and the ticker symbol is KTOS. Negative notes that I wrote about this was the debt needs some work and it's too small of a return. That the small of a return is a return on equity. So basically, again, if I were to invest in it, I'm only looking at small returns over time. So what I'm talking about there is if I invested for each quarter, I'm looking at about, let's say the stock is like $10. So